Thank you.
Sweet. Welcome, guys. We are back, actually. We're so back, it's like we never went anywhere. There's actually nothing that was going on ever. Thank you for the like. This is gonna be kind of probably a short stream. I'm gonna like chug this down. Yo, what's up? What's up, Presley? Yo, what's up, Ben? How are you, man? This is just my daily, yo, thanks. It's my daily coffee live stream, coffee and talk. Just try to make sure I'm staying on my routine, you know, my schedule. I'm gonna probably drink this down super quick. Hey, Presley, I saw your email. I'll try and play Punch Out sometime today. If you wanna tune in. You said like around like 2 or something, right? Yo, thanks so much, Ben. But yeah, I'll try to stream Punch Out sometime. Around like 2 or 3. We'll get that. You can like reminisce on like how good you were. Or maybe how good you are still, you know what I mean? I don't know. Two or 3 works? All right, yeah. I'll be streaming before then, you know what I mean? So if you see me like come online streaming, it's just I'm doing something else. But I'll stream like Punch Out at like 2 or 3. But I'm streaming that Dragon Ball game. I'll be streaming that most of today probably. So, but I also got to run and like my family like locked themselves out of a car in like Salt Lake. So I have to go drive to Salt Lake and take somebody there and then drive back after they have found the keys and stuff. So I got to kind of rush this a little bit and then I got to go take someone to Salt Lake. 20 years, dang, you're in for a treat. Sounded like you're pretty good at it though. If you're able to beat Mike Tyson, like I still can't beat Mike Tyson. I'd probably have to like practice for a week and like watch a bunch of videos or something like that. But like every other guy in that game, I learned how to do on my own. Like, cause I grew up and I had that game. Like, I think one of our cousins gave us a NES or something like that after they didn't want it anymore. So I grew up like with Zelda, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Punch Out, this game called Zexus, and this game called Chrysalis. But I got the best at Super Mario, but I got pretty decent. Used to play every day for years, nice. Yeah, I would just like, when I was a kid, I loved playing that game, but it was like back in those days, you couldn't look up on the internet for things, right? And so it's like everything you had to figure out on your own. So I did. I got all the way to like Piston Honda, like his second form, like just trying to figure things out as a kid and be like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, you know? So it's kind of interesting in that respect. But yeah, I never did beat Mike Tyson. I can beat him if I like cheat, obviously, you know? If I use like a Game Genie or something, I can beat him. But I can get pretty far. You know, I can beat like the first 10 guys easy or whatever. You'd fake sick to stay out. Yeah, I used to do stuff like that too. I was playing this game called Diablo. Maybe I'll do a stream of it, Diablo 2. I used to like, I would go to sleep and then I'd wake up and go get on the computer and be like very quiet until like 4 in the morning. Like on a weekday when I was like a kid. I would just be wandering around in dungeons and stuff. All by myself, man. I thought all the weapons were really cool and stuff. And like the funny thing is like when you're a kid, it's like you're entertained by like simple things. So it's like I wasn't even really progressing in the game. I would just like get like to the next spot, kind of like the spot right after you start from. But I played that game for years, you know, like I played that game for like 10 years straight. From when I was like 10 to 20. My parents like found out at a young age that I was like really prone to being addicted from video games. So they would start setting like timers and stuff like that. Be like, you can only play like 30 minutes a day or something like that. And so what I would do is I'd like sneak a Game Boy into my bed and like pull the covers over me so that when they came to check on me, they couldn't see. And I'd play my Game Boy like underneath the covers. So yeah, life was pretty simple. Like, you know, there was some game, like I remember a lot of games from the past. Like I used to play this Star Wars game and I loved it, but I could never even get past the first level. It was just like I would go and I'd wander around and it's like I'd be super hyper focused on like the little details and like looking at things and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure I never even made it past the first level, but I loved it. Same with Zelda. Like I never got far in Zelda as a kid because it was pretty hard. But I used to play it all the time because I loved listening to the music and like running around. It made me feel like I really was like an adventurer, like in the wild, like fighting with swords and stuff, you know, and magic. Like it definitely made me feel like that. Super Mario Brothers 3. Yeah, like even just with toys, you know what I mean? Like I used to play with toys when I was a kid. I can remember just like being so focused in on like a toy and nothing else mattering. Yo, what's up, Laura? I can certainly give you motivation or at least do my best, you know what I mean, if you got a problem. What's up? When the internet was new at dial-up, yeah, your parents set a timer, nice. Yeah, like you could hear it like dial the numbers. It was like, and it would like dial up. Ew, Laura, gross. I don't want to hear about your Taco Bell experiences. We're getting back in the groove today though, guys. Valentine's Day was a little bit of a day off and it kind of like shook me a little bit like, oh man, this is what it's like when I'm, ew. I had this friend in high school, and well, he was my friend my whole life. He's still my friend, but one day he was just like, I think he just said like, screw the world. Like, and this was in junior high sometime. Like one day I think he really just said like, screw the world. And one time in class, he just let out the biggest fart in the middle of class, and everybody looked at him and just started laughing. And so then after that, he was like, oh, everybody thinks it's funny. So then he would just do it in class like all the time. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with your farts. You have to make sure before you let it go. I've never crapped my pants, but you know, I'm sure I did when I was a kid, but not in like my waking life. One time I did pee my pants in like first grade. I didn't tell anybody. I just went the whole day. In like first grade, I remember. It's kind of funny now. But yeah, I remember, and it's like I feel like I was just old enough. Like in kindergarten, sometimes like kids still have like diapers and stuff like that. But it's just like right when you're like start being like a big boy or a big girl kind of thing or whatever, you know. Yeah, like in Billy Madison. No, but I didn't. No one ever found out. Ew, don't ever eat Taco Bell again. Sounds like you have a bad reaction to it. Yeah, it was first grade. I remember it was like Miss Noble's class or something like that. Newbles. And I was just sitting there and just peed. But I was just sitting down and I didn't tell anybody, so eventually I just sat there long enough and like you couldn't tell. Like dried up. Because we were just sitting in class. I didn't have to get up or do anything weird. It was just like, I was like, all right, well, nobody found out. One time I had a professor though pee his pants. I took this philosophy class in college, and like he was a really, really old guy who's been like tenured into the department for like ever. Right, he had to be like 70 or 80 or something like that. Like seriously, this professor I had, he had to be like 80 years old. No, I didn't. Yeah, no. It just like, it probably wasn't a lot. Like the thing is I probably thought it was a lot more than it was. You know what I mean? I was just a kid. But it's like, it probably wasn't even that much. Probably didn't even like go past my underwear. Like probably wasn't even a lot. Ew, Laura. But yeah, I had a professor one time. So realistically, I probably didn't really. You know what I mean? It probably just like felt like it or something. It probably just got soaked up in my underwear. Like it was probably just a very little bit. But I remember like feeling like so embarrassed, but yeah. I was like first grade. Which I'm sure in first grade a lot of accidents happen. Because like I said, in kindergarten, sometimes people still have diapers and stuff. But I had a professor in college. I was at Utah State University, and he's my philosophy professor. And I'm pretty sure he peed his pants. It was like all wet, just right all over his crotch, and everybody. But the thing is like everybody respected the guy so much that no one even cared or whatever. It was just like we were all old enough, and we're like, okay, he is just a really, really old man. You know, his name was Richard Sherlock. Really nice guy, great guy, like super affluent in like philosophy, graduate of Harvard University in philosophy. You know, and he, for some reason, he worked at Utah State. A very interesting guy, but yeah, one time in class, he just like let it go, I guess, and just all down the front of his pants. Like I said, everybody in that class was just like, okay, like he's an old man, we all get it. And so nobody even cared. We just seriously went through the whole class. Everybody just went through the whole class. No one even interrupted him to like say anything. Yeah, he was just a super old man. Like I said, he's got to be like, he's been like tenured forever. Like everybody respects him and stuff like that. But yeah, he had to be like 80 something years old or whatever. That's the time when you actually start wearing diapers again. You know what I mean? Like, wait for that time. Good, Laura. I'm so glad. Happy. But yeah, like I said, nobody even cared. He was just, everybody respected him, and he was just like a super old man. So everybody just like kept kept listening to him when he was like talking or whatever. I had a lot of I used to drink like a lot of people used to think I would drink beer. Yeah, life is like a full circle. Yeah, for sure. I used to drink Crystal Light like a lot in college. And like somebody came up to me and they're like, I thought you were drinking beer the whole time in class. I was like, who the hell do you think I am, dude? Yeah, I'm coming in like public drinking on college, like in my class. I was trying to drink more water, you know? And so eventually I was like, I would mix Crystal Light every time. Okay, you have a good day too, Laura. And like some guy came up to me and he was like, I thought you were just drinking beer this whole time. Because he saw me like mix Crystal Light, and I was like, yeah. And it kind of makes the water foamy too. I was like, yeah, dude. Professor Pee Pants. No, that sounds like some Captain Underpants stuff. Professor Poopy Pants. If you ever read Captain Underpants as a kid or know what that is, I'm sure it's a thing. Professor Poopy Pants or something. It was only one time. Like I said, everybody was like an adult about it, so. And he genuinely was a nice professor. I feel bad for those teachers that like all the kids make fun of. Cause like you remember Crystal Light? Yeah, I would get like those little packets and mix it in water bottles. I feel bad for those professors that everyone makes fun of, because they are, especially in like elementary school, you know. In like elementary school, there's always like some professor or some teacher that like all the kids just make fun of. Yeah, I remember in elementary school, this teacher everybody used to make fun of. His name was Mr. Peterson, and everybody would make fun of him. Felt bad. I feel bad for the guy now, you know, like everybody would just make so much fun of him, like in class, and like everyone would laugh at him and like all this stuff. I'm just like, geez. Yeah, kids are rude, man. Especially like, dude, my nephews, how rude they are to my dad. Like my dad, he's getting older, you know what I mean? And my nephews just like make fun of him like all the time, and I'm like, you guys stop. Stop it. Like stop. It's not very funny. Like you're just rude. The thing about that is like I feel like comedians, like crude humor is like it's like first base, you know what I mean? Comedians are just rude, but yeah, kids don't hold anything back. They tell you the truth. But I always have to tell my nephews, like, geez, like, chill, like, calm down. Like, if I said that to my grandpa when I was a kid, I would get spanked. Like, if I said the stuff they said to my dad, you know what I mean? Like, if I said that to my grandpa, like, he would get a belt and, like, whip me or whatever. You know, like, I grew up in those times when it's like, yeah, you said something rude, you got whipped, like, take you into, like, the front room and, like, whip you with a belt or whatever. I was just like, I tell him all the time, I'm like, you guys don't realize, like, if I would have said that to my grandpa, like, it's game over. It's totally game over. But they're just rude as could be to my dad. But he just, like, it doesn't faze him though. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't get upset about it or anything. But I just feel like one of these times maybe they're gonna say something like, yeah, I get popped. Like my mom, she would always flick me in the head or something like that, like with her finger. It hurt. Yeah, I grew up in those times, like whipped by a belt and stuff like that. If I was acting bad, but I tell them all the time, like I'm like, guys, like stop. One of these times, I feel like it is gonna like hurt his feelings or something, you know, like because he is getting old and he's gonna be like, damn, or something. Chill out, he's your grandpa. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. I gotta drive to Salt Lake City, so like I said, we locked a vehicle, like locked ourselves out of a vehicle last night, so we had to come here, and then I'm gonna have to drive people back there to drop them off with the keys to unlock it today, so. But yeah, I gotta go, so. Anyways, guys, Presley, Lara, lay off the Taco Bell. And I'll see you around like 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock, Presley, so bye.